What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Winter Classic Grand Finals between me and Ragnar. This is now Game 6, so it's been a very long best-of-7 series here, but we are coming to certainly towards the end here. One or two games remaining depending on the result of this battle, because I'm up 3-2, so I can take the entire tournament here. And I had to pick the matchup, so I went with something that's like pretty different. So far we've been playing pretty standard matchups, but I went for something a bit different. An old school, definitely old school, 500 BC, Athens versus Sparta, Greek matchup. This is going to be really interesting, but I had a feeling that Ragnar would pick Athens. Certainly, this matchup can go for Athens as well. Like, Athens can certainly win, especially with bike kiting. But I had a plan for that. I wanted to play Sparta here because I just felt like I could successfully rush Sparta and just eliminate the infantry and then just chase down slingers if that's what I had to do. But I had a very specific army in mind, and so when Ragnar did pick Athens, I was quite happy to see that. Playing Athens myself would have been, I mean, again, like, it's not a bad matchup for Athens, but it is some sort of a long one for Athens. You've got to kite, you've got to play smart with your slingers, but certainly winnable. Anyway, let's get into it and see how this match goes. Okay, let's look at the army. So I'll go over my Spartan army here and sort of the idea behind it. So I've got 4 Spartan hoplites up front, kind of the main line, obviously, and they'll do okay against thorax swords and stuff, so not too bad. Especially in phalanx, they'll hold. Out of phalanx, they'll kill stuff a bit faster. I'm not actually sure who will win straight up, but if you get a nice charge, I think the Spartans can definitely win. I have 2 Perioikoi pikes here on the flanks, and they're kind of there just to be annoying and again kind of hold the flanks down and be like a kind of a nuisance, especially against like Thracians and stuff. They can really do a good job, and also they will kind of take the focus of his slingers on them for a while, which is fine because I don't mind if they die. Then I have 2 Perioikoi spears here. These guys are nice for killing cav and stuff with their extra javelins. They will hold forever in square. Not really a killing type of unit, but against Athens, when you know your cav is probably going to be weaker, you are wise to take them because of the javelins, and they're just sort of a support unit. In the back I have 2 Royal Spartans. These guys will be very tough to beat. Nothing Athens has can really take them. One picked hoplites will definitely fucking lose to them. But yeah, I have 2 of them here. My general on the left, so you can take slinger fire on the shielded side. Definitely good to do that with Gen. Then the kind of trick with this army is I have 4 Tarentine cav, and they're really the idea is to really use these Tarentine cav well in this matchup. Keep them behind and do not allow him to kite. Really, he can obviously bring 4 Tarentines, and in that case it would be kind of even. But then if he's spending so much money on Tarentines, he has to buy some regular cav, then I feel like his infantry or his slinger force will be quite weak. So he did only bring 3 Tarentines, which is still enough to keep me from using these Tarentines super effectively. But it will at least be okay for me. I also have 2 citizen cav here. Just you need some cav support to block charges and stuff. That's pretty standard Rome 2 theory, I would say. So I've got these guys here. They're just chilling. Gonna use these guys pretty sparingly, hopefully. Maybe get a couple of nice charges in the early game, but ideally I'll tie units down with them. Use these Tarentines to kill off his cav, and once his cav is dead, my Tarentines can chase the slingers down. That's kind of the idea. Now for Ragnar's army. Oh, I also have 2 Helot slingers and 2 Gorgo skirmishers. These guys are nice units. For only a little bit more, they have like Eastern Slinger, sling damage, and quick reload. So nice. And I'm gonna use these guys against his Rhodians. Obviously, these guys are a nice target. And I'm just gonna use my Tarentine cav here to try to go after his slingers a bit too. You want to pressure those slingers as much as you can. So you can see I'm trying to do that here and throw some javelins. He doesn't have any javelin units right here, but he did counter it nicely. Obviously, my slingers are going to die here pretty quickly if they're staying up in this fight, but I do want to do as much damage to his Rhodians as I can. I mean, you can see I'm up doing jack shit, really. But starting to do some damage here, but my slingers are going to get really damaged here. But 3 against 4, this is definitely worth it. Now I'm bringing my infantry forward, and you can see my plan is sort of to hold the middle down. Oh, I should really go over Rag's army, but he has 3 thorax swords in the middle here. 3 Thracian warriors, which can be nice, but you have to use these guys right, because they will die quickly, the Spartan units, once they get into melee. Veteran Hoplites, nice unit. These guys will be able to kill Spartan Hoplites pretty effectively, I think. Militia Hoplites on the flanks here. 1 Thorax Hoplite, his general there. 3 Citizen Cav and 3 Tarentines. They're equal number of Cav, but I have 4 Tarentines and 2 Citizens. And then 3 Malaric Slinger, or Radiant Slingers here. Nice Slinger Force, but you have to be smart about what you focus, because none of my units are very susceptible to missiles. He immediately goes for my general, which is certainly not a bad choice. My plan is basically to tie his main line down with my Spartans. This battle will take fucking all year because no unit is very good at killing stuff, especially these Thorax Swords are going to take a long time, especially if you don't get good charges. And my Spartans, they'll probably win. Here he goes into Phalanx, but I'm going to get a good charge. Means I'm going to get a free charge. Here he will get a nice Javelins. He'll double Javelin this unit because he's not charging, which is going to do a lot of damage, especially into the flank here. Although it is the shield inside, but he should definitely get a charge here. He did get a charge, okay. Yeah, right at the last second he got a charge. Did he get a charge here though? Yeah, he did. Well, maybe. I don't know if they got the full charge moves. But you can see I have 4 units here, and then my pikeman's going to try to hold down this veteran hoplite. Not really expecting much. You can see I moved my I was expecting maybe to hit Hippeus Lancer, which is why these Paraguay Spears were on the flanks to defend against that. But now that there's no Hippeus Lancer or anything, I'll just keep these guys in reserve. My Royal Spartans are going to bust through these flanks super quickly. And you can see my general is immediately going for this gap, maybe a bit ambitious. I went into Phalanx and all my units here. I had them on guard mode so they wouldn't glitch, I don't think. They glitch? Yeah, there's no glitch, doesn't look like. But in Phalanx here, you can see, obviously they will compact, but it will make this fight really long. You can see this unit got fucking Javelin to shit, so it's going to do poorly. But this unit didn't get at all Javelin, and it's going to start winning. And over here, close. So we'll see. Veteran Hoplites in Phalanx against Spartans in Phalanx. This is going to take a long time, but I think the veterans should win. I don't know. But I'm bringing this pikeman in, and now I'm going to move out here. And my plan is basically to tie down the flanks with the pikes, rush around the flanks with all my other units, and my cav. And you can see my slingers are definitely dying here, but they're starting to really do good damage to these Rhodians. Here my Citizen Cav is going to come and support. My Tarentines, remember, I'm trying to be passive with these guys, because I know that in the end I will need these guys to kill off his slingers, because otherwise the slingers will be able to win the game. Here, I see that he's coming for a Thracian charge on my Royal Spartan. This is a good idea, because these Royal Spartans could take a lot of damage, but he will need some unit to help these guys out, because he wants to pull them back in cycle charge. But I see this, so I'm going to get a nice charge to my Citizen Cav. If he allows this, will be good for me. You could tie these Militia Hoplites will do good against these Paraguay Spears, tying them down. I think my Paraguay Spears will probably win. But over here, you can see I'm doing that. I'm pushing this Paraguay Spear here, tying this unit down, and now my plan is to just bust this flank open with my 2 Hoplites. I'm pulling both of them back, letting this pikeman absorb this veteran Hoplite. Over here in the middle, Spartans are losing pretty badly in 2 of the engagements, but I'm winning pretty easily over here. Here I saw his Citizen Cav were coming, but I'm going to get a nice charge into both units here. These Thracians will start racking up the kills against my Cav, so I do need a 450, but my Royal Spartans are coming in. I went into square here, because I didn't think that these Paraguay Hoplites were going to win against these Militia Hoplites. I'm not really sure if that's actually true, though. Perhaps it would have been better to be out of square and just fighting in regular melee, like I am over here. So now I have this unit tied down, and it shouldn't be, if he tries to pull back with the veteran Hoplites, I'll be able to just charge it and do a lot of damage. Now I'm just going to come through. Here I'm going to kill this Militia Hoplite off with these Spartan Hoplites, pull these Paraguay Spears around the flank, going to get a rear charge with these Tarentines. Again, being way more aggressive with my Tarentines than Ragnar is, especially with 2-on-1 on this flank, it's going to be much better for me. Over here it's 2-on-2, so I feel like I have to be a bit more passive. His Citizen Cav made out much better than mine, but this is still fine because now my Royal Spartan is starting to bust through. He pulls back this veteran Hoplite, which is doing good damage to my Paraguay Spear, but again, it's not really going to win very quickly. And now I'm just targeting this last Thracian because the slingers are retreating, and my slingers have taken a lot of shit from his guys, but I have killed a good number, so now it's time to focus fire on the slingers. Here my Tarentines getting nice javelin volleys. I need to do as much javelin damage as I can, so this is really good, and I have a Citizen Cav in support, so he's not going to feel obligated to charge here. Nice, he actually tries to go in for a charge on my pikes. Maybe he thought this was a Hoplite Phalanx, but this is going to be really, really good for me, because these Thracians will die so fast to pikes. My Royal Spartans, meanwhile, are getting in. Here I wanted to go for this charge. Yeah, he blocks this, though. Obviously, Ragnar realized this is really bad. I actually did get into charge, though, into charge mode, like, right before he hit me, so I actually do get a nice half charge on, like, 10 Thracian warriors. But he's not charging my Royal Spartans, so this is going to be really good for me. And with these Thracian, well, not Thracians, with these Tarentines in support, they should be able to do great damage here. Even if I, remember, if I tie this engagement, if I killed both of these units at the cost of my citizen cap, I'm totally happy with that. This charge was probably not warranted, and I have tons of support here. Meanwhile, my slingers are just nicely shooting up his stations, and I'm bringing this other slinger back. So even after shooting my slinger for a long time with his Rhodians, he wasn't able to actually kill anything. Here I'm going right for his gems, my Royal Spartans, and I'm using these pikes to just screen this veteran hoplite. His last citizen cap is now forced to like face off against my Terratines. They're just gonna get javelin here, and you can see his citizen cap not happy about the current engagement. Thracian's getting hit in the back, and now these Royal Spartans are gonna engage here. Regular Spartans here, and just hold them off. These veteran hoplites are just sitting against my pikes. Paraguay pikemen haven't lost a single man, and now these Paraguay series are breaking through. He has pretty much no support, so he's gonna be forced to do some saving with his general here. He has Thracian here, which can't kill off this Paraguay series. Here I decided to try to bust through, but this was this was harder. He doesn't have a very big gap here. But now one thing I'm smartly doing is I'm using this pike to screen off his gen, and then my Royal Spartan are hitting these Thorax swords in the rear. Because I realized my Spartans are not doing so well against the Thorax swords. This guy was doing fine. These two are, well, now this guy's actually winning. But over here I'm losing, so I wanted to just kill off his infantry, and you can see I'm doing that now. His slingers are now like totally, they're running around, they're not really getting any good engagements, they're not shooting anything, so I'm perfectly happy to just kill off his infantry and then get his slingers later. And meanwhile, while they're in this blocky formation, my slingers are shooting them. My Terratines are holding up the flanks here. He does have a militia hoplite here, but not too big of a deal. Over here, this Paraguay Spear is finally going to die to a Thracian, but he really needs his Thracians over here. And finally, I'm going to go in for an all-out charge here. Gonna go after his Thorax hoplites, but mainly his slingers here. If I can kill them off, I'll be in great shape. These guys are just in square holding, and maybe I'll just charge in here after he uses his charge up on these Paraguay guys. Over here, I'm getting rear charges. These pikes came to support the rear. I didn't want my Terratines to all die. I mean, his Terratines are much more healthy, but now I'm just winning the infantry fight. These rear charges from the Royal Spartans are super deadly. Slingers got in here, Terratines got in here, routed all the slingers. And finally, I'm just going to kill off a citizen cap here. And his Thorax hoplites have really done nothing, but they got engaged here, tangled up with my pikes, and you can see they just got kind of slaughtered right there. Whereas my Royal Spartans are completely healthy here, 96 and 106 to 109 there. His flanks are starting to actually win against mine, but since I've crushed the center so desperately, well, so disastrously, I should say, not really desperate at all, the flanks are certainly not enough to win there. So with that, I actually will win the tournament. 4-2, but really an epic series. All the games were very, very interesting, and high level, I think, is the key. Even if some of them didn't appear to be very close, I think they definitely were closer while we were playing them. Like, certain, like, small advantages for either player can really steamroll the end result, but, like, I think most of the game had a lot of high level play, and, you know, in general, both I think we both played pretty well overall. Let's quickly look at the stats of the units here. Royal Spartans just complete beasts when you're not getting focused or anything, and I really had a lot of support for them, right? I was pushing the flanks with them, but there were Paraguay Spears and Pikemen that were screening enemy units and really allowing these Royal Spartans to get perfect engagements, not letting them get charged. Citizen Cav are also helping in that aspect, and that was a huge benefit for me. Terratines did really well here, getting his slingers, screening off his Terratines, obviously, getting some rear charges where applicable, and just throwing their javelins, obviously, getting a lot of damage. Whereas his Terratines were much healthier than mine in the endgame, but since I was able to use mine to kill his slingers, it doesn't really matter what happens, right? That was his main investment, or his main advantage as well, was in these Rhodians, and if I kill his Rhodians, then I can just box up in the end if he has Terratines or something alive in the late game. It's not really a big deal. My Citizen Cav did good. Obviously, they're going to lose. He had 3 Citizen Cav and better Cav support than I did, for sure, with these Thracians. But that was no problem for me to just sacrifice Citizen Cav for my flank to crush his. Spartan Hoplites did very well here. Against the Thorax Swords, they were doing fine. One of them got Devil Javelin Volley, that's this guy here, and so you can see he didn't really do very well. But the rest of them were winning their engagements against Thorax Swords in Phalanx too. I think if I didn't use Phalanx, they would have won better, but the fight would have been riskier for sure. I wanted to just go into Phalanx, but he couldn't like try any sneaky charge stuff or anything. In Phalanx, obviously, they will hold a very long time, and I was really content with them to hold the flanks. Even though I think they might actually be a little better out of Phalanx. I'm not really sure, though. Pikeman did really well. He didn't really have an answer for them. Right, like, only unit that could really kill them was these Rhodians, but I had them, running around the whole game without being able to shoot much. You can see they got good kills, but that's mostly against my slingers, and my slingers got really nice kills, especially the ones that didn't get focused. These two got focused by his Radians, but these guys didn't, so they were able to do quite well. 60 kills for both of them is really good, and you can see more than his Radians got, and his Radians were only shooting my my slingers, so these guys killing Rodians instead is a great trade-off. Imperial Whispers did really well holding the flank, acting as cap support, that kind of thing. Pretty normal performance for them. In square they'll hold. These guys did get a lot of kills. I think they got into the slingers though, that's probably why. But they got decent kills against Cav as well. Over here, his Thorax Hoplite General really did nothing, and he was in reserve, but when he got into the engagement, he was facing up against Pikes and Royal Spartans, so really not the best fight for a Thorax Hoplite. Maybe Hippeus Lancer would have been better. Hippeus Lancer maybe drop one of the Citizen Cav and get like a Thorax, a Therius Spear or something. Terrantines did fine, but they were kind of screened off from the battle. Again, you had the situation where he tried to go behind with his Jab Cav, and I tried to just stay close to my guys, and so I was able to support other fights with my Jab Cav a lot quicker. I think that was a big deal for me. Even though I took a lot more losses on my Terrantines, they were able to impact the battle at an earlier stage and really got me an advantage. Veteran Hoplites kind of got fucked by my Pikes, actually. They were in a really uncomfortable situation where I had like a lot of units around them, so if they tried to run away from my Pikes, they would just get rear charged by my like Spartans or Royal Spartans, and then the Pikes would just come and support again. Thracians for him, they did okay, and you can see they were healthy in the endgame, but they were really just too slow to do anything, and the Thracians in this game are hard to use because they will just be a huge target, and you can see I was always trying to charge them with my Cav, follow with Royal Spartans, that's completely enough to kill them, and I was also shooting them with my Slingers when I could, and that's why they took a lot of losses, but they were a good support unit for sure, and as Athens you definitely should be bringing them. Thorax Swords did fine. I mean, they were fighting Royal Spartans, regular Spartans, and they did okay. But again, I just had way more infantry, and in the end, I was able to just bust through and kill his cheap guys. Like these English Hoplites did pretty much nothing. And once I got through, I could kill his Slingers, and that was pretty much GG. Especially because we had 7 Cav each, so you didn't really have anything you couldn't really kite me with just 7 Cav. When I also had Terrantines as well, the Terrantine advantage especially, so I could really pressure his Citizen Cav. So. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the entire series. It was really fun to play, and I think the battles were quite good overall. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the entire series, really. And hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.